The 2K Sports Pregame Show.
I'm Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. This NBA season rocking right along, and we're loving every minute of it. Tonight, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves at Target Center. For the Timberwolves, they're enjoying a better winning percentage to this point than we saw last season, an encouraging sign for the players and the front office. One thing the Timberwolves were sorely lacking last year was a post presence inside. They were able to get the top pick in the draft and chose Karl Anthony Towns. How much better is their offense with him?
Well, hopefully if he comes out and is very explosive offensively, teams will be forced to help down low on their perimeter players. He can kick it out. What I like about Towns, he's mobile, and he still has the ability to get out and run. He's a young buck, fresh legs, a lot of speed.
You know what? Adding him to the team, fresh leg, I like that.
Fresh legs.
I just got that. I got that. You know what? Anyway. There would be an offensive inside out now with Wiggins and him. And at first, I was a little apprehensive. And then with Kevin Garnett still there, being a great tutor, there will be a lot more fluidness to their offensive attack.
Fluidness.
3 big words in one sentence. You got a dictionary over there or something?
Fluidity,
Yes.
fluidness.
Must have went to the University of North Carolina or something.
I actually did.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
Captivating time-lapse view of the traffic on the historic 3rd Avenue Bridge, a landmark here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The Timberwolves look to take charge here at the Target Center in downtown Minneapolis. And it's another road game for the 76ers. And, of course, Brandon Rush. And it's our first glimpse of him looking good in his new Timberwolves jersey.
You know, that trade that you mentioned isn't making front-page news, but sometimes the best trades are the quiet ones. But I really believe this is going to pay dividends for this team in the future.
Yeah, you don't always have to make the huge splash to make the biggest impact. A lot of times when you can just fill voids and find the right role players, that can be equally as important.
Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. We've got Kendall Marshall. Nerlens Noel is out there with Okafor. Then it's Jared Bayless, and it's Henderson in at the small forward. Now here's Noel, following the miss by Andrew Wiggins. Well, Andrew Wiggins showed that he's going to be a big-time player in this league, Clark, for a long time.
And we knew Wiggins could attack the basket and create his own shot, Kevin, but I think many, and I'm included in this one, were surprised at how good his jumper looks this early in his career. I mean, it's pretty reliable right now.
And the Timberwolves with possession here after Henderson's miss. And Rubio kicks to Zhang. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Now, here's Marshall. Passes it to Okafor. And the layup's good off the glass. Now, here's Rubio. Feeds to Levine. At the elbow, it's Wiggins. That's tipped. To the paint. Here's Bayless. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Bayless has got his second basket of the game. Rubio outside. On the wing, Wiggins. A baseline J. Again, Wiggins missing. Look at Minnesota. They took the win in their last game against the Detroit Pistons.
And in that game, guys, they were just about as dominant defensively on the interior as you could ever be.
And once they got a few rejections, they had opposing scorers looking for those long arms and hands. And it caused hesitation in taking shots in there.
Here's Levine, following the basket by Gerald Henderson. Levine passes to Towns. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this scene.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Marshall inside the three-point line. No good. And Minnesota now the other way. Here's Levine. And he was fouled on the way out. 2 free throws now for him.
Hey, for Zach LaVine, the dunk contest last season was his coming out party to the world. He put on a show that everybody in the NBA was buzzing about.
And for Levine in his dunking, if you saw him in college or last season, you knew he was a very special player in the air.
Well, Levine can be one of the great all-time dunkers with his height and ability to lift off. He gets airborne so effortlessly that there are few that can match his power and finesse once he's airborne.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
In last season, the Wolves had the hardest strength of schedule in the entire league. Might have worked out for them in the end, as come lottery time, those extra losses do tend to help.
Wiggins drives in. Stolen by Henderson. Down low. Here's the break. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break.
Well, Greg, it would work out for Minnesota with all those losses. They got the lucky bounce, Clark, and the #1 pick in the draft.
And, you know, it's the first time in a long time that the worst team in the league actually got the top pick in the draft, allowed Minnesota to add another great young big to complement Rookie of the Year, Andrew Wiggins. Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
Here is Bayless. 17 points for him last game against the Heat in Miami.
And Kevin, a remarkable night for him passing the basketball as well. He did a great job racking up the assists.
Just 2 to shoot from 20 feet out. Rebound by Dang. Timberwolves trail by 7. Well, let's go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Shane Mitchell. Doris, what's the news?
And Kevin, I asked him what he thought would be a key factor for them coming into this game. And he said, well, our length and shot blocking should help. It gives offenses something to think about when they come inside the lane. And oftentimes, that tentativeness can be a game changer. Guys, every team in the league wants that interior presence, and he just explained one big reason why.
Okay, thank you, Doris. And the defensive approach, guys, how do you think that'll play out here?
You know, sounds like they'd like to keep this a low-scoring affair. This could be one of those grind-it-out kind of games.
And I'm sure that would suit them just fine. It may not be what the fans want to see or hear, but a win is a win. Come on now. A W is a W, and that's what you're playing for.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
The first one falls.
And guys, this 76ers team still trying to forge an identity. One thing that is sure, they will attack the basket, and a lot of fearless players on this roster.
He hits both from the stripe. Well, the 76ers do go at the basket without hesitation. They're fearless, Clark, going inside. Led the NBA last season on points off drive.
Well, you know, I like to say you've got to use what you have. They didn't have many shooters, so that means head down, get to the rim.
And then Henderson with the jam.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
And really a few more of those, and this game could be over.
Here's Rubio, following the basket by Gerald Henderson. And Rubio kicks to Levine. Wiggins, right side. To the middle. Here's Dang. No good off the back of the rim.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have. Yeah, the NBA Development League now celebrating its 15th anniversary, and a lot of change over that time. None of the original 8 teams still playing in their original locations. Still, it's only growing. Now, I think we'll see it grow to 30 teams before long.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Philadelphia.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota. And he sinks the second. Timberwolves trail by 10. Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota.
And they've gotten good looks, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Yeah, that may be the answer for them. But you know what else, Greg? Ultimately, I think because they're getting good shots, they'll make a better percentage of them going forward.
Stauskas is checked in for the 76ers. Rush dishes to Muhammad. Lead pass was put in just the right spot.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today.
Now here's Embiid. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
A moment here to see the numbers for Embiid. He's around 10 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he's been a rock in the middle for them over that stretch of games. Dominating the glass is his trademark.
And when you look at those rebounds, they have a cumulative effect on the opponent. His effort wears them down physically and mentally.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And that one falls for Muhammad. Last season for the Timberwolves, it was a struggle most of the season. Young teams tend to do that, but they didn't have, unfortunately, Greg, much luck at home.
They basically limped their way to a league-worst 9-32 record at home. Part of taking your lumps as a young team. Let's see how they respond this season.
So it's Philadelphia now. 6-point lead. Here's Stauskas. 9 points last game out. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
A chance here, Kevin, to take a look at the 76ers and how they rank in the NBA right now. 10th in steals, 12th in blocks, and they're in the top half of the league in fewest turnovers. When you can be in that company, you're giving yourself a chance to be a winning team.
And let me add a few words about all their steals. I mean, they bring that toughness and aggression defensively. You don't get to be a top 10 team in that category by accident.
That's good.
Not everything was bad for the Wolves at home. I mean, they did have several highlight reel plays and also found their way to the foul line a lot. Biggest free throw differential at home in the league last season.
Here's Landry. Following the basket by Nikola Pekovic.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the board.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
Jones, the pass to Hill. Pekovic with a screen. Hill kicks to Muhammad. Shot clock at 6. Rush from outside. The shot will not go.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
Philadelphia leading by 4. Defended by Jones. Right side Landry. And here's Stauskas from the arc. They get it back. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
And really, the problem for the Wolves at home is the same problem they had all season. I mean, their defense was atrocious. Worst field goal percentage against at home in the entire league last season.
On the free throw, no good. And guys, the Sixers drafted Embiid 3rd overall despite a foot injury that would keep him out all of his rookie season. Came to the Sixers with a back issue out of Kansas. Of course, they knew all this going in.
And Kevin, the Sixers have made an art here lately of drafting players who aren't immediately eligible to play. 2 years ago it was Nerlens Noel, who sat out the season with a knee injury. Last year it was Dario Saric, who played overseas, and now Embiid.
Here's Muhammad. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. And the basket by Jones.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
And Philadelphia has possession. 4-point game. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. They get the rebound. Grant. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
Here's Rush. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Here's Pekovic. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
They have got to put a body on him, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass. And looking at Joel Embiid, he has all the tools to be the game's next great center. He's raw, no doubt about that. And he'll have to overcome the injuries, but his combination of size, speed, agility, practically unparalleled.
And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here. Regarding Joel Embiid, what makes him even that much more unique as a young 7-footer, excellent shot mechanics, and a feathery touch. In college at Kansas, he shot Greg 63% from the floor. Many of those were face-up jumpers.
And as the season wore on, he became money at the free throw line as well. Those are the kinds of unique attributes that make him an extra scary prospect.
The 76ers leading by 4. Defended by Jones. Inside. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. The 76ers shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game. And Grant no good on that one.
Well, clearly the 76ers were the youngest team in the league last season, and with all the draft picks they've stockpiled, they'll be the youngest team for a while, it seems. But if the youth can grow and develop, they could also be a force in a few years, too.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
It's now been a decade since the Minnesota Timberwolves played postseason basketball. Last trip to the postseason for the Wolves back in 2004.
Wow, that was a long time ago. And if you're wondering, that is the longest playoff drought in the league currently. Wolves want nothing more than to get back to playing playoff basketball, and featuring the #1 pick in last year's draft will help.
Good way to start, you're right. Minnesota calls timeout.
And, you know, even though the Wolves have been out of the playoffs so long, you get the sense it won't be too much longer. They've got a really nice core to build around, and I think could be special, especially Andrew Wiggins.
On the wing, Jones. Begovic with a screen. And Muhammad kicks to rush. Shot clock at 6. Jones for 3. Good. Jones has got 5 points so far.
And as you mentioned, the Wolves could be back in the playoffs in due time. They are headed in the right direction. Some mistakes have been made along the way, but you have to like their future now.
Now here's Embiid. Offensive rebound. Here's Grant. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots. Off to a good start.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
Yeah, and you know what, Greg? You like their effort level here in the early going. I mean, they're really making things happen for themselves.
Now off the inbound, and Hill finishes inside. Hill's got his first points in this one.
Couldn't run the inbound play any better than right there.
The feed to Landry. Here's Embiid, and it's sent back by Hill. Rush dishes to Jones. Stolen by Grant. Here's Stauskas. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Now here's Jones. 7-point differential. Muhammad the pass to Begovic. Jones for 3. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
Yeah, the confidence just exuding in that performance on the offensive end. I mean, really illustrates how this team clicks when guys are communicating and executing as a cohesive unit.
Yeah, roadkill is hard to get in this league. I mean, to be a great NBA team, you've got to be able to have that kind of performance on the road. Focused, purposeful, and productive. Really solid.
Well, there was a time when the media had written off Shabazz Muhammad as an impact player. He showed last year he belongs in this NBA.
Yeah, certainly did. I mean, he improved in every facet of the game, and sometimes we tend to write guys off a little too soon, Kevin. The media in general, not you in particular. He's been a big-time performer for the Wolves.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Rubio's checked in. He's off on the second.
And for Muhammad, it's weird that so many fans had given up on a player just after his rookie season. I mean, he's vindicated anyone who stuck with him after his slow rookie start.
Here's Stauskas, the wing jumper, off target.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
Here's Okafor. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That one is on Rush.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
And for Muhammad, a lot of it had to do with the hype he got in college, coupled with his age situation. So when he struggled, people were too quick to write him off. But he has showed he can ball. And guys, the Spurs coaching tree extends pretty far these days. Coach Brett Brown, another former member of the Spurs staff, to be leading an NBA team.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Jang, he's checked in for Nikola Pekovic. Towns comes in for Hill. Andrew Wiggins, he's checked in for Muhammad. And Zach LaVine subbed in for Brandon Rush. Both free throws good for Okafor. Well, Greg, for Brett Brown and the Spurs connection, he was an assistant in San Antonio for 7 years, was really indoctrinated in how the Spurs conducted business, Clark, before coming to the 76ers.
Yeah, he's got an interesting accent, too, a mix of Boston Australian from where he grew up and where he spent a lot of time, but no doubting his passion and his coaching ability. He's good in both.
He was actually a head coach for Australia for a while in international play. The 11-footer. And Wiggins gets it to go on the assist by Jang. Now Bayless. Here's Okafor. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through one. 76ers on top. They lead by 4. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. The second quarter beginning in just a moment. And looking at what we've seen from the 76ers, what do you guys think?
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
Yeah, and, you know, it's been a tempo that they like, and they're getting some easy buckets in transition here.
Timberwolves trail by 4. And now brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at the 76ers. We've got Henderson. Kendall Marshall out there with Jared Bayless. And there's Nerlens Noel. And it's Okafor in at the 4 slot.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
The 76ers shooting 52% from the floor. Nice work so far from them. And Marshall kicks to Noel. Stolen by LaVine. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Pushes it down to finish the break.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
Okafor powered down with both hands.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
So it's Minnesota now, after the Sixers pick up 2. And Rubio kicks to LaVine. Beyond the arc. The putback slams it back in. Jang's got the game tied up here for the Timberwolves.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Here is Bayless. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. And then Okafor slams it in.
Solid work on the back end of that play.
Yeah, finish hard with 2 hands on the stuff.
Yeah, nothing extravagant, guys, but again, no need on that one.
There's the dish to Wiggins. Wiggins drawing the double team. Here's LaVine, covered by Okafor. Kept alive. Jang. It's in. That's his 3rd field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
And the 76ers with possession. Philadelphia started to create a little bit of an identity last season after all their transactions, Clark, and shifting Around, they settled down and came together.
Yeah, and I tell you, it looks like the identity will be the Sixers being a defensive team going forward. Offense, as it fits and starts, but defensively, they found some traction.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Wiggins.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Jones checked in for Minnesota. And Philadelphia making a change here. For Philadelphia, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. And here is Marshall. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. There's a screen by Noel. To the middle. Towns with the steal.
That's the risky run by staying out there as he picks up his third.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Muhammad's checked in, and then for Philadelphia, Joel Embiid. He's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Jeremy Grant comes in for Gerald Henderson. And Stauskas subbed in for Kendall Marshall. Jones with it. 5 points in the game. Stripped away. Pushing it up. Here's Landry, and he gets off the fast break with a monster slam.
The defense to start and ignite that play was terrific, and I love the fact that they attacked early in the shot clock.
And really look for them now to be even more aggressive on the defensive side. Try to come up with a few more steals.
Here's Jones. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Here's Levine. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Detroit.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Defended by Jones. Embiid the screen. Here's Stauskas. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. And Embiid throws it down.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
Here's Towns. It's blocked, and they're able to recover. Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession.
And you know what? His mind's playing tricks on him right now because he's not going to live that one down easily.
Some changes for Minnesota. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Gorgie Dan. Hill comes in for Towns. And it's Rush in for Levine. The 76ers have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. That's to Landry. Muhammad covering. Grant gets a wide open look. That 3 off the mark.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
He kicks to Landry. Misses off the left iron.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And Rush kicks to Pekovic. The pass to Muhammad. Jones, no one around him. The Timberwolves again can't hit. The 76ers lead it. Dishes it to Stauskas. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. That one on Muhammad.
Some hang time on that rim puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
And also the other on its heels. Let's see how this one turns out. A bit of a slow start to the career of Nick Stauskas. Was a highly touted rookie a year ago, but had a hard time finding minutes early on last year. That will change as he becomes more experienced.
Now here's Muhammad. He has 7. That's good, and the 76ers lead is cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Pekovic. 76ers have gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. Kicks to Landry. And Jones over to Helm. A rebound by Pekovic. Pekovic has got 5 rebounds tonight. And last season, Clark Stauskas' minutes grew with his play. At the end of the season, he was a big rotation guy.
Yeah, and it wasn't just his scoring or ability to shoot that he displayed. I mean, we know he can shoot the ball, but he showed he's a very smart player in the half court and pretty good passer, too.
And the 76ers call time here. Well, for Jordan Hill, something wonderful happened to him last season. The breakthrough he'd been waiting for on his 6th year.
Yeah, Kevin, you know, it had to do, and I think correlated with him getting a chance to start games, and it blew up for him from there. Posted career-high averages across the board.
And so here is Philadelphia. They've led by as much as 10.
And getting back to Jordan Hill, everyone had been waiting for this. I mean, greater activity, more aggressiveness, and he puts up career highs in points, rebounds, and assists.
They've been strong on the board. There's no disputing that.
That's what the box score says, but still anybody's game.
And Rush kicks to Jones. 6 to shoot. He feeds it to Rush. Here's Muhammad. And the go-ahead bucket, no good.
On the topic of Jordan Hill, hey, there aren't many guys like him with his size who can move that well. He's entering the prime of his career right now. Will he continue to ascend, or will he be content with where he's at? Time will tell.
Now here's Jones. 5 points in the game. And the Timberwolves call time here. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of the 76ers this year.
You had a pair of losses for them in their meetings last season. And the cold, hard truth about it, they just had a hard time beating anybody last year.
You know, Greg, those were games where you thought they could get a win. But now they need to forget about it. It's in the past, let it go, and they've got to focus on the present and try to make a better run of it this time.
And a lot of teams in the West can at least get a little bit of a breather when they go against the Eastern teams. The Wolves didn't have that last year. They got pummeled by the entire conference.
Rush. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. They set the screen. Pekovic with a screen. 4 on the clock. Offensive rebound. Philadelphia's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Pass to Landry. He dishes it to Embiid, and stolen by Pekovic. Here's Muhammad. It's deflected. Embiid against Pekovic. Passes it to Stauskas. Feeds to Landry. To stop the drought. That's good. 5 points in the game. Timberwolves trail by 4. Now here's Jones. 5 points in the game. Shoots from 14. Hill, no good. 76ers have gone 6 of 12 in the second quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. Embiid dishes to Landry. Muhammad covering. Back to Landry. Jones against Embiid. And he uses the glass on the layup. Embiid's got 4 points this quarter.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
Now, here's Grant. After the miss from Nikola Pekovic. Rebounded by Pekovic.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
Hill has the open look. On target from 13 feet. Hill's got 8 points.
He has such a nice touch for a big man.
Yeah, and they've got to figure out a way to get a bigger body on him, because if they don't match up his size, then he's going to continue to work him over the rest of the game.
Muhammad, no luck.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track. Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Here's Jones after the made shot from Joel Embiid. Pick up by Hill. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
They haven't done nearly as much inside as they did in the first. They've got to get back to their game plan, which is to work it inside and force the defense to react to the ball going to the paint.
The Timberwolves have shot 67% from the line tonight, going 4-6.
And collectively, they're only about 73% as a unit right now.
And this year, they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Jang, he's checked in for Hill. Andrew Wiggins comes in for Shabazz Muhammad. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Brandon Rush. That one misses for Jones. The 76ers didn't lie to themselves about last season, Greg. They knew they weren't going to be in the playoffs. They spent a lot of time last season developing their young players.
Yeah, exactly. And listen, the third straight year the Sixers would miss the playoffs. But as you said, Kevin, they knew what the season had in store. The key was to keep those young guys focused on growth and experience and not get caught up in the fact that they struggled to win games.
Timberwolves trail by 6. Rubio outside. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
Yeah, and a dangerous trend here as they're starting to live and die with outside jumpers.
Really good point, Greg. I mean, you want to keep that balance, and attacking inside creates space for shooters, and having shooters creates opportunities inside, so it works hand in glove.
Here's Pekovic. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And it's clear for the Sixers, the plan has been to continue to add good young players. Eventually, I think they'll be a force in the East. There's no guarantee, but they've got a plan, and they're sticking to it.
A lot of teams that win a title often have a former #1 pick leading the way, or at least a top 3 NBA draft pick as their leader. So the 76ers are trying a shotgun approach to that, trying to get as many top 3 picks as they can, hoping one turns into the next superstar. And guys, for Nikola Pekovic, NBA scouts said he needed work on his shot coming in, yet he's money for mid-range at times, especially at the charity stripe. One of the best free throw shooting bigs we have in our league.
Well, it seems like they're getting a little fat and sassy here, complacent in the second quarter.
We've seen their free throw attempts stagnate, not getting much going on inside. They can't get too comfortable.
Shot clock at 5. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. Well, as usual, a lot of offense in the NBA is being generated from the small forward position this season. Here are the league's best at that position. 5th on the list, Andrew Wiggins.
I mean, tremendously gifted athletically. I mean, we're used to seeing that at that spot on the floor, and they pretty much all give astonishing individual performances on any given night.
Well, we know the small forward spot is where the bulk of the scoring load rests on most teams. I mean, those players on that list always come through in the scoring department. These guys pack a lot of firepower.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
And back to Pekovic at the free throw line. Clark, he has consistently been around 75% for his career.
And Kevin, last season he got that number up to 84%. And he also gives you really good effort in the paint on both ends of the floor.
And it's Okafor missing. Timberwolves trail by 4.
Not sure if they're aware of the 2-for-1 opportunity.
Well, they ought to be. I mean, that's basic basketball time management. You've got to be aware of your clock and your situation.
And Bayless kicks to Marshall. From downtown, count that one. Marshall's got 6.
And really, how about the quick release on that triple there, because he's given up a lot of height in that matchup.
Right on target you are, Greg. I mean, the quick release is what made the difference there. Any hesitation, and that shot is being blocked.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Pekovic and balls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. And that's now 10 points for Nikola Pekovic. Here is Bayless. Up in time. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. 76ers lead by 5. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, Ricky, what does it say about this team to have such great productivity from the bench, and what does it do for you guys as a unit?
It's amazing. That means like we have a deep bench, and then a lot of work from the staff, from the everybody of the team, like doing extra work and winning games.
Well done, Ricky. Thank you. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Doris, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for the third quarter of basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. For the 76ers, the first quarter was pretty even. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, their playmakers were in top form tonight. They showed great court vision and great ball movement. That's why they had so many assists. It's much easier to defend guys who don't want to pass the basketball.
Shaq, what'd you think about Minnesota?
Well, those second chance points are huge, and they only came because of their effort. Their work on the offensive glass is what's keeping them in the game. They definitely should try to continue to stay tough on the glass. It's been key so far.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
Okay, fans, put your hands together. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
When you're hot, you're hot. And that's certainly been the case for Okafor. He has 12 points and 1 assist.
Timberwolves trail by 5. Rubio and Levine teaming up in the backcourt. Wiggins outside at the 3 with Anthony Towns at the 4. And it's Jang in at the center position. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Now here's Henderson. Following the miss by Andrew Wiggins. Marshall can't hit.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
Now here's Wiggins. Levine can't hit. To the paint. Wide open look. Rebound Minnesota. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. The feed to Wiggins. Here's the 3. That's in. Coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got 4 assists now tonight. The 76ers shooting well. 50% from the floor. Here is Bayless, covered by Rubio. There's a screen by Noel. Marshall passes to Okafor. There's the dish to Bayless. 6 on the shot clock. Philadelphia needs to get a shot off. Here's Henderson. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
3 straight misses here to start the second half.
And Rubio kicks to Zhang. And it's good off the back rim and in. Zhang's got 10.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Pick by Okafor. And it's Bayless in the corner. Another miss by Philadelphia.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper up.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. That gives them the lead. And it's 13 points for Andrew Wiggins.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. He gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
And Philadelphia calls time here. Ricky Rubio Clark, one of the most highly anticipated international players in recent memory to come into the NBA.
Yeah, he's got an awful lot of flash and substance to his game, and after much haggling and negotiating, he was finally allowed to join the Minnesota Timberwolves in 2011.
Two minutes gone in this third quarter now.
And back to Rubio. With the pressure of all that fanfare marking his arrival, he really focused in and hit the ground running. He was in Western Conference Rookie of the Month, first month of the season, and he finished second to Kyrie Irving for Rookie of the Year.
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does them.
And they better stay with those basics because this game is still yet to be determined.
Now here's Wiggins. He's got 13. On the clock. Fires from the corner. Levine, good. Levine's got the lead up to 2 now for Minnesota.
You know, talking about Rubio, he re-upped for a huge contract extension last season. Despite some injury and shooting woes, he got $56 million over 4 years. Boy, that's a bunch of cheese for a guy that's still a bit of a question mark.
Levine kicks to Rubio. And the rejection by Noel. And that is good. Now it's a 4-point Timberwolves lead. 76ers have gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. Bayless dishes to Marshall. It's Henderson on the wing. Misses the 3. Now the Timberwolves with it. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. And it's Wiggins missing.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Okafor inside. He's against Zhang, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. A look at Cleveland. They've got the #1 record in the conference, and because of it, each night out, their competition is going to bring it right at them. And, of course, Philadelphia, 8 games out.
And right now for the 76ers, this season has to really become a wake-up call for them moving forward. If they didn't recognize before this year that they didn't have the talent to compete in this league, they sure as heck better recognize it now.
Well, I would certainly hope so. I mean, it's been hard to watch this team struggle as much as they have throughout most of this season.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
He's off on the first.
And they're having a lot of trouble at the line today. And unfortunately, it's the kind of day we've seen this team have a lot.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Gorgie Dang. Muhammad comes in for Andrew Wiggins. Brandon Rush, he's checked in for Zach LaVine. And Jones subbed in for Ricky Rubio. No luck that time either. Minnesota with the ball. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. Outside, Jones. Pass to Muhammad to the inside. Puts it up from 12. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. That one on Embiid. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
But they're rebounding. They've given themselves a lot of second chances, and it's really helped them.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Carl Landry's checked in for Okafor. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. The 76ers trail by 5. Embiid is at the elbow. And that one goes long.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Philadelphia last year struggled in a number of ways, Greg. The big one was they couldn't make shots as a team. Very basic.
Kevin, lowest field goal percentage in the entire league, and by a wide margin to get any wins when that's the case.
And it's the 76ers with the ball. Following Tyus Jones' three-point attempt. It's stolen by Jones. And now running up the court, Rush pushing it all the way. It's deflected, and they get it back. And good on the basket. Hook it. Philadelphia has gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And the pass to Embiid, and it's Grant in the corner. Shot to stop the run, and he lays it up and in. Grant's got 10. Timberwolves leading by 5. And here's Jones, 7 points in the game. In the corner, Rush with fires from deep. Rebound by the 76ers. Embiid's got his 4th rebound in this one.
He's yet to make an impact from the field, but his team is taking care of business. Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Yeah, and that's important because this game may ultimately come down to which team controls the paint in crunch time.
Here's Rush. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. At the top of the key, Landry. He kicks it to Stauskas. Landry against Hill. Landry passes to Embiid. Rush grabs the miss.
Excellent, really solid job actually by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
Jones kicks to Towns. Dishes it to Muhammad. He feeds it to Jones. Towns sets the pick for Jones. Kicks to Hill. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And now on a rookie leaderboard, who are the rookies grabbing the most rebounds in the NBA right now? Let's take a look. Second, Joel Embiid. In the 3rd spot, Jahlil Okafor.
And these two are having no problems with the physicality in the NBA. Both of them a force to be reckoned with inside.
Tell you what, it's almost impossible, Greg, to keep these young bucks off the glass. So much energy and explosiveness. Really hard to get a body on these guys.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
Free throw drops for Hill.
Talk about complete control. Everything working in this one for Hill. 10 points, and he's added a steal to his stat line also.
You know what? The number is not huge, but he has been doing some valuable defensive work for them.
Nikola Pekovic is checked in for the Timberwolves. Both free throws good from Hill. The 76ers trail by 5. Defended by Jones. Pass to Embiid. It's tipped. It's stolen by Hill. Jones drives in. Soft touch off the glass. Jones has got the lead up to 7 now for the Timberwolves.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
Here's Stauskas. 5 points in the game. Releases from the wing and drills it. 7 points in the game. Timberwolves leading by 5. Jones kicks to Muhammad. Poke loose. Out on his own on the break. And here they go. And the jam by Carl Landry.
Hey, guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And, guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
And so it's Minnesota with it after the Sixers pick up 2. Pekovic. That one's rebounded by Embiid. Embiid's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And last season, an injury-filled one for Nikola Pekovic. Played only 31 games before he was sidelined. Clark with an Achilles injury.
Yeah, and you know, he wasn't even playing quite up to par before the injury, Kevin. After shooting well over 50% in each of his first 4 seasons, he dropped to under 43% last year.
Here's Stauskas. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. To the right side. 5 on the clock. Here's Landry out to the wing. Here's Embiid. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here.
And on the subject of Pekovic, last season was another difficult step back for him physically. At some point, one wonders if his whole career becomes in jeopardy. It just takes so much effort to keep coming back.
Zach LaVine's checked in for Jones. And then for Philadelphia, Henderson comes in for Jeremy Grant, and Jared Bayless subbed in for Stauskas. The free throw drops for Embiid.
And, guys, I, for one, can relate to what Pekovic is going through. I mean, it's not easy as a big man to get those injuries to your legs. I mean, you're carrying a lot of weight and force around. I mean, let's hope Nikola finds a little more luck going forward as far as the injury.
Here's Rush. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And Gerald Henderson is going to pick up that foul. That is his first foul of the game. Minnesota making some changes. Gorgie Dang's checked in for Hill. Andrew Wiggins comes in for Shabazz Muhammad. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Brandon Rush. Ball stolen. Henderson dishes to Bayless.
For Bayless, it was his 6th team in 7 years last season. A good utility combo guard to have. He can score, he can make plays for others. He's really defined his role in this league.
And the first one at the line is good. Second free throw, no good. Minnesota's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third.
76ers foul call. Jared Anderson. That's his second personal
foul. Talking about Jared Bayless, some thought he would be a star when he first entered the NBA, and he certainly had his moments, Greg, but inconsistency and turnovers have kept the lid on his progress.
Yeah, well, where I like Bayless is in spot plays. You need a lift, you need a spark offensively, you go see Jared.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Okafor's checked in. And he's good on the second.
And guys, for Zach LaVine, once he finally got comfortable last season, boy, did he heat up. He shot 42% over his rookie year, but 47% over the last month. And I think that gave him a lot of confidence as he's entering into year 2.
Minnesota in the lead. And Rubio kicks to Wiggins. The 11-footer, and he knocks down the jumper. Wiggins has got 7 points for the quarter. You know, as Greg was talking about, LaVine was a lights-out shooter at times in college. He would go on these binges, falling back Clark from 25 feet, draining it. I mean, unreal shots.
Well, it looks good when they're going down, but he also can bend, shoot you out of a game. So you pick your poison. You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that. He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
And Ricky Rubio, one of the youngest international basketball stars ever. We started hearing about him in the U.S. back when he was 16. And even then, powerful teams in Europe were all vying for his services.
First free throw is good. And going back to Rubio, Clark, his natural instincts in every phase of the game, as Greg was just talking about, are really second to none. In 06, he led Spain to a championship, registering 3 triple-doubles and 1 quadruple-double. Wow.
And despite those gaudy numbers, you just never know with an international star if, in fact, his game will translate to the NBA. Rubio's game obviously has.
Timberwolves leading by 4. He dishes it to LaVine. Passes it to Pekovic. Okafor with the steal. And now here comes Marshall, leading the break. Henderson passes to Okafor. It's Henderson on the wing. Rebound, Minnesota. Rubio's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
I can't figure out, guys, what's going on with him this quarter. I mean, he hasn't gotten 1 shot to drop.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
Here's Henderson. After the basket by Minnesota. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Henderson's got 10 points.
He seems to have just lost his touch. Only 1 for his first 5 here in the quarter.
There's 21 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. And that one's good. Pekovic.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
And this should be the last possession of the quarter.
Exactly. I'm right with you there, Greg. I mean, no need to give the ball back before the end of the quarter. Make sure you get the last shot here.
Okafor with the screen on Wiggins. And we've reached the end of the third. Timberwolves ahead, up by 6. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. The 76ers trail by 6, so on the floor for Philadelphia. Nerlens Noel is out there with Okafor. Then it's Henderson, then it's Kendall Marshall, and it's Bayless in at the point guard. Now, here's Marshall. Feeds to Okafor. The three. Henderson, no good.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
And Okafor with the block, but he stays with it. They grab their own miss. Levine can't hit. Philadelphia shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. Marshall dishes to Henderson. Marshall with it. Guarded now by Rubio. Here's Bayless. No good on the three.
Not good shot selection. Long range and the defender all up in your jersey.
And, you know, that's just the kind of defensive work he's known for. I mean, he can take that shot away from you and does it more times than not.
And for Gorgui Dieng, an intelligent guy with strong physical attributes, gigantic arm span, but extremely raw skill-wise.
Yeah, his game still needs plenty of polish on both ends of the floor, but I really felt like he took a huge leap last season, and he has the intensity along with that work ethic to continue to grow.
Timeout called the 76ers.
You know, on the topic of Dieng, he did improve in practically every category in year 2. Offensively, though, he still looked a bit mechanical. And on defense, he still went for too many head fakes, but you've got to like his upside.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Well, over that break, I listened in on Brett Brown's huddle. They've been getting torched with all these shots from long range, and he simply said, we can't lose track of their shooters, guys. We're over-helping inside, and it's leaving them wide open. Can they make the adjustment, guys?
All right, Doris, thank you very much.
And talking about Gorgui Dieng, he recorded 22 points and 21 rebounds in a game his rookie season. Amazingly, it was the first ever 2020 game by a Timberwolves rookie. The Wolves, of course, once home to Kevin Garnett and Kevin Love, so that's pretty good company.
And so it's Minnesota with it. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Here's Bayless. It's good from long range.
Those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
Minnesota leading by 3. Towns kicks to Wiggins. Here's Levine. Chang a screen. Bean passes to Dang. That ball is good for another field goal. His 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
That's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
You just cannot allow the offense to have that quality of a look each and every possession.
Now here's Okafor. And again, it's Philadelphia. The Timberwolves have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Levine dishes to Wiggins. Now the feed to Levine. Wide open. And Gorgui Dieng is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Shabazz Muhammad's checked in for the Timberwolves. Embiid, he's checked in for Philadelphia. The 76ers trail by 3. And Marshall kicks to Bayless. Okafor, the pass to Bayless. And here's Marshall from the arc. No good. And Minnesota now the other way. No what?
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
And you know they'll be conscious of him next time they take it inside, too. I mean, that's what really good defenders do. They make you think about their presence.
Philadelphia's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. And it's Bayless in the corner. The dish now to Henderson. No good. That would have tied it.
And you know what? If you're the defense, you got him right where you want him. Let him keep shooting those threes because he's been brutal in this half.
Karl Anthony Towns didn't come into the previous year as the most highly touted prospect, Clark, but his play last year at Kentucky would change that.
No question about it. People knew he was going to be good, Kevin, but you saw him being this good. He showed he could do a little bit of everything as a Kentucky big.
And he knocks down the first one.
And guys, with Towns, he is so valuable in every aspect of the game. Really great at both ends of the floor. His defense is as strong as it gets for a first-year player.
And he makes the first but misses the second.
And perhaps the biggest plus about Towns is his upside. I mean, he's shown that he can make big strides in his level of play. Already good at shooting from outside and can play either post spot, too.
Henderson, no one around him. Another miss by Philadelphia. Timberwolves leading by 4. Rubio with it. Guarded now by Marshall. Rubio outside. Releases from 15. Okafor grabs the miss. Okafor's got 6 rebounds now in the game. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure good, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Here is Bayless. 6 to shoot. Okafor dishes to Henderson. 3, Marshall. Rebound, Minnesota. And even 3-on-3 break. Got it. Nice one there from Levine.
We've seen a noticeable improvement out of him since halftime. He didn't have a whole lot working in the first half.
Here is Bayless, covered by Rubio. Embiid with a screen on Rubio. Bayless, and it's blocked. Robin with it. Rejection by Embiid. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. And so it's Minnesota with it. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth quarter. Here's Levine. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And that one misses. Minnesota making a switch. Rush is checked in. On defense, Philadelphia. Rubio misses.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
And Bayless kicks to Embiid. Open shot, Henderson. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Jang's got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
And really credit their advantage on the backboard. That's where the lead has been built, and that's why they are in control.
Greg, simply controlling the glass. I mean, +10 is the advantage in rebounds right now.
There's the bucket. Good. Towns has got the lead up to 8 now for the Timberwolves. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
Yeah, you gotta love this teamwork. I mean, everybody's involved and engaged. It's just a thing of beauty to watch.
It is, and Clark, that's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender.
So it's Minnesota now after Henderson's miss. Pass to Levine, wide open. Okafor grabs the miss. The 76ers trail by 8. Over to the left wing. And it's stolen by Ricky Rubio. Jang a screen, and Rubio kicks to Levine. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Here's Rush. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Inside, here's Okafor, and he dunks it down.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
The 76ers shooting in the fourth quarter, not pretty, down around 29%. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Okafor's got 6 in the quarter.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
There's the pick. Here's Rush. Henderson defending, and Rush kicks to Towns. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
That's an unusual, surprising miss for him. Typically, he's good on those inside.
Marshall passes to Henderson. Stolen by Levine. And now running up the court, Rush pushing it all the way. Oh, and he can't cap off the break. The 76ers trail by 4. Fires the 3. Ball's knocked loose. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. Andrew Wiggins checked in for Brandon Rush. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Noel's checked in for Joel Embiid. Timberwolves leading by 4. Rubio outside. There's the pick. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Levine's got 4 points in the quarter.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy do. Very, very well done.
There's the pass to Noel. Okafor, high post. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
And he makes the first. Both free throws good for Okafor. Minnesota with the ball. They lead by 4. Dishes to Wiggins. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got assist number 9 now. Wow, what an effort here tonight. Here is Bayless. To the paint. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Wiggins. Down low. Towns kicks to Rubio. Jang dishes to Levine. In the corner, it's Wiggins. Shot clock at 6. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Take a look at what Wiggins has done.
He's got 17 points and 2 steals as well.
Offensively, defensively, man, he has done it all.
All hustle, non-stop effort. He just doesn't quit. Great resilience and relentlessness in his play.
That free throw, no good. So neither attempt will fall that time for him. The 76ers trail by 6. Down low. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. Timberwolves leading by 6. Now Rubio. Jang a screen. Here's Levine. And the call will go against Kendall Marshall. That'll be his second foul of the game. Rubio with a wide open look. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot. Rubio's got the lead up to 8 now for Minnesota. The 76ers running out of time. And Bayless kicks to Anderson. 3, Marshall. Good. Here's Rubio. We've got 1:55 left in the 4th quarter of this one. Here's Wiggins. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
Yeah, really strong offensive thrust there, but then how about the defense able to negate that attack?
Yeah, doing exactly what he had to do right there, Greg, to make sure he wasn't going to get flushed on or Instagrammed.
It's the first, and that increases their lead to 6. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
Now here's Henderson. There's a screen by Noel. Bayless the pass to Noel. Here's Henderson. And a miss there on the triple.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way. Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allows the defender to recover and contest that shot.
And he gets it to go.
What a pass by Marshall. That's outstanding teamwork.
Minnesota calls timeout. They're in front by 5. 1:19 left in the 4th quarter. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
And the 76ers call time here. They're losing by 5. 1:19 left in the 4th quarter. Dishes to Henderson, and it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here. .15 left here in the fourth quarter.
And boy, has he been struggling big time here in the quarter.
Yeah, he's played tight. I mean, you can see it. No flow at all to his game right now.
At the line for your Timberwolves, Andrew Wiggins. 2 shots.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. And so he drops them both. It's a 7-point game.
Those foul shots put them that much more in the driver's seat.
The 76ers shooting well. They're at 45%. And Bayless kicks to Anderson. Here's Marshall. Sinks it. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
The Timberwolves shooting well. They're at 45%. To the middle. Here's Wiggins. That's in. Coming off an assist from Rubio.
He has really shot the ball extremely well, as you'd expect. Like we say, he's been making sweet string music all day long.
Now here's Henderson. He kicks it to Bayless. Offline with his 3.
Some of the shots he's taken have been real head scratchers. I mean, come on, he's out there playing like it's a game of horse at the park.
Here's Towns, and the rejection by Noel. But they get it back. And Zhang kicks to Wiggins, and he gets it to go.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
To the wing on the left. Marshall inside the 3-point line. Rebound, Minnesota.
That would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it. Are you kidding me?
Zach LaVine at the line for 2.
All right now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that'll push the lead to double digits. Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one.
And that should be enough to get the job done, even though he didn't get all of it.
And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
They certainly put on a good show here at home, and I think they felt they had the edge and that extra little bit of confidence.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our entire 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And now we'll head over to the studio with Ernie Johnson.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Andrew Wiggins. No matter what they threw at him during the second half, it seemed like he had the answer and was able to find all the shots he wanted.
Just an unreal performance for him in so many ways. That was a player at the absolute top of his game. It's hard to imagine someone being any more dominant than he was tonight.
There's no denying Wiggins has almost superhuman athletic ability. But he's not just raw talent, he's got the polish too. And in case you didn't know this little fun fact, he was the first Canadian to win Rookie of the Year. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.